Wonderful people, how are you? How was the weekend? Hope you had a great time, and I'm using this medium to wish you a very great week. And thank you so much for joining your favorite online show, Insights, brought to you by Scripting. You already know my name, so it is still necessary I reintroduce myself. I remain your humble host, Olasumbo Akinola. Last week, I talked about self-control, where I specified some reasons why we need to have some self-controls over some goals and regarding our lifestyle. And I also shared some tips on how you can control yourself. So if you are battling with self-control or you do not know how to control yourself over some habits, please do well by watching the video, and do not forget to share, like, for others to enjoy. And my topic for today's show is the power of consistency. Power of consistency. And let me just tell you what's brought about this topic. Yeah, I have a place where I get lunch. Yes, I have a place where I buy lunch, and seriously, for some time, or let me just say, since I got to know that place, like, the person has not been consistent at all. And another meaning for consistency is something being steady, something being regular, something being even, you understand? So there are times I would go there, like, normal lunch should be 1, 2, 3, like maximum of 3 p.m. And there was a day I went there like 2 p.m. and lunch wasn't ready. And I was like, then what's the essence of the business? 2 p.m. Another day, it wasn't ready. And it happened like that for like 4 times. And the last one that happened, I thought to myself, that what's the essence of this business if there is no consistency? And there is a saying that says consistency is key, and definitely it is key. And I wondered to myself that the last time I went there, the person did not even open. And I was like, at this time of the day, at after 1, the person sells food and still wasn't in shop. You understand? The person later opened. But at 1 p.m., you are not in your shop. At 1 p.m., lunch is not ready. So I wonder, how do people tend to like make sales? How do people tend to like move forward in that kind of business? And consistency doesn't have to do with someone that sell foods alone. It has to, it cuts across every areas of your life. In your relationship, you need to be consistent. In your friendship, you need to be consistent. In everything, in your skill, in your business, at work, in your family, consistency is key. And the law of consistency states that motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. Yes, discipline keeps you growing. And if a motivation gets you going and you have no discipline over yourself, then you would lose at the end of the day. So what is the difference between the two? Motivation and discipline. Everyone has motivation, but it is how far you are able to discipline yourself that matters. Motivations without discipline is nothing. What's the essence of the motivation if you cannot discipline yourself? And talented people might believe they don't need to work as hard because they already have the natural skills to succeed. No matter how talented you are at work, no matter how talented you are in your business, in your skill, in your area of specialization, if you are not consistent, you can't say because you're a tailor and you are very, very good in it. If you stop practicing, you will definitely forget. If you stop reading, you will definitely forget, no matter how good you were in that course, no matter the A's, no matter the distinction. If you do not keep yourself informed, you will lose yourself. And when you're consistent, it means you are dedicating to carrying out an activity or completing a task. It means you are clear on what you want to accomplish and you are taking steps to reach it. To be consistent is a commitment you need to make yourself and others know. It is a commitment you make to yourself and others. And that is why I said consistency is very, very important in all areas. In leadership, in relationship, in your skill, in your career, in your business, in friendship, in the family. And who is a consistent person? A consistent person is someone who is always consistent. That is, someone who is consistent always. Someone who is always steady, someone who is always the same and behaves in the same way. The person has the same attitude towards people or things, or achieves the same level of success in something. Such person has never been the most consistent players anyway. You being consistent doesn't mean okay. If someone is consistent, it doesn't mean like, okay, the person was born with that kind of gift or something. So if one fact or idea is consistent with other, they do not contradict each other. So you as a businessman, if you meet another business partner and you both are consistent in your business plan, in your business execution, in your business management, then you will not contradict yourself. And what is the power of consistency? People don't understand the power of consistency and they take it for granted. If you're a business owner, if you're a leader, see, if you are watching this video, you need to understand the power of consistency. No matter how young you are, it doesn't mean your age or your status or something. You need to understand that this consistency I'm talking about has a very huge power to pay in your personality. When you are consistent, it talks a lot about you. And what is the power of consistency? It is probably something you need to understand. The power of consistency is a profound and underrated act. People underrate it. And once you are able to learn how and be comfortable with changing your behavior, anything is possible. Doing the little things you repeatedly will help you accomplish those big life goals because you've always been wanting to achieve it. It has a very huge power. And why is consistency so hard? There are times you approach people and you tell them like, okay, this is what you don't like about their business. You need to be consistent. You need to be regular. This shouldn't stop. You need to improve yourself. And when you tell them that, or even you as a person, you talk to yourself, you try to like build yourself up. And after practicing such acts for some weeks and probably some months, you get tired, you relax. So why is consistency so hard? Everyone knows consistency is hard, and that is why it comes with discipline. It is hard to be consistent because we tend to focus on the outcome more than the process. There is a purpose in the process of being consistent. There is a purpose why being consistent. There is a purpose to why being consistent. Why you are consistent, there is a purpose. And to put it another way, we are more drawn to the positive feeling of outcomes rather than the struggle of the journey. The struggle of your journey builds you. Maybe your leadership journey, your relationship journey, your career journey, your business journey, your skill journey, it builds you. And Rome wasn't built in a day. When you're consistent with something, it builds you to a level you want and even more than you want to get to. And most of us quit during the struggle because we can experience the rewards of staying the course. So something I would love to say is that do not quit during the process. Do not quit while struggling. Consistency in practicing your skill. You need to be so consistent while practicing your skill. And I'll be sharing 5 tips for being consistently consistent. 5 tips for being consistent, or 5 tips on how to be consistent. The first tip is for you to make a conscious decision to remain consistent. Have this final decision that you want to be consistent. Say out to yourself, I am committed to remain consistent each day in my goal. I am doing this. Make this a word of affirmation for yourself daily. Notice the statement is in the present tense. When you say this in present tense, it adds more to your affirmation, it adds more to your conviction. And these techniques command your subconscious mind to act now. So when you keep making a decision, when you keep making affirmations, when you keep confessing, it makes you to act now. Not only later, consistency actions require consistent thinking. Specifically, consistent thoughts that you are and will remain consistent. The second tip is have a plan. Know your objective. The only time you have is now. Do not procrastinate. Do not say tomorrow. Do not say next month. Do not say next year. Do not say later on, next week, next month, or next year. And tomorrow is not yet. Next week, it is not even guaranteed. The time is now. Right now is here. So you start right now. The point of power is always in the present moment and not all the anxieties or worries about later on and not happening now. So let's go of thinking that I have to be disciplined and consistent all day, all week, all month, or all year to I am disciplined to this moment. You don't have to be disciplined to the moment alone. You don't have to be consistent to the moment alone. You should also be acquired to be consistent and disciplined in these moments. And the next step is remember that feelings and thoughts are temporary and subjective. The definition of a plan is either a skill, a program, or a method worked out beforehand for the accomplishment of an object. A plan is in place so that you don't have to be doing the thinking beforehand or in moments. So preparation is consistency, wonderful cousin. So when you are prepared ahead, it makes you consistent. Every prepared person is always consistent. Once your mind is prepared, once you are prepared, it won't make you procrastinate and it won't make you postpone. The next is you must have a plan to be successful. Even if it's a daily plan, for example, you need to prepare yourself, like you need to prepare your meals, you need to get a nutrition consult for a meal plan, pack your gym clothes. This kind of example, you have a plan to be successful. You must have a plan to be successful. You can't just say, okay, you want to be successful, then you should have plans. You should follow some paths. You should do some things. The next is do one thing at a time. It's not until you are able to do 5 things at a time that would make you consistent. Be in the present moment. Any negative feeling or thought that could intrude you or you being consistent is temporary. It is an illusion. In the moment, it feels very powerful, but in an hour, maybe 10 minutes or later, it feels very, very different. And the last one is, don't let temporary illusions of stress, anxieties, worry, or insecurity derail you from your plan. In moments like this, it is critical that you push through discomfort and you just do it. And like I said earlier, challenges would come. So execute it. Push yourself through the discomfort and you make sure you do it. You make sure you achieve it. Make it to be proud of yourself. Do the workout. Write that exam. Go for that meetings. Take that extra courses. Take those online courses. Remind yourself how you will feel after your plans. Remember yourself after you have conquered the moment, it will be worth it. And with those tips, I really, really hope I've been able to share few ways on how you can be so consistent. And thank you. I can't thank you all enough for joining this show. I believe Insights is nothing without my viewers, and once again I really appreciate you all for joining me. And do not forget to like, do not forget to share, and do not forget to always comment. I'll be waiting for you guys right in the comment section. So if you have any question, please do it by asking me in the comment section, and I would reply you immediately. Till I come your way next week, I remain Olasumbo Akinla, and do have a wonderful week. Bye.